Hi, my name's Eddie, and I'm putting together a series of videos called Let's Play Chess. This first video is an introduction to chess. We're gonna have a goal for each video. This video's goal is to learn briefly about the history of chess, how the pieces are set up, what the pieces are called. We'll learn a little bit about en passant and castling. We'll do that all in a short period of time. Chess is not a hard game to learn. Just have to learn it a little bit at a time. This is my favorite chess set because my dog Buddy, who I love dearly, gnawed on this bishop years ago. He died 11 years ago. But when I use this chess set and I see this bishop, I think about him. He was an awesome dog. Okay, each opponent gets 8 pawns. They're called pawns, not pieces. I'll explain that in a little bit. And they go here in the 2nd rank, or over there in the 7th rank. The rows that go this way are called ranks, and they're indicated by numbers. The rows that go this way are called files, and they're indicated by letters. This is the A file, this is the B file, this is the C file, etc. All the way up to the H file. This is the 1st rank, 2nd rank, 3rd rank, 4th, 5th, 6th rank, 7th rank, 8th rank. Okay, so we put our 8 pawns on the 2nd rank and the 7th rank. Now pawns are not called pieces, like I said. The rest of them are called pieces. They're called pawns. The 2 rooks and the queen are called major pieces. And the bishop and the knight are called minor pieces. Okay, these are called rooks, which are major pieces. And they're not called towers, they're not called castles, they're called rooks. And they go on opposite ends of the rank. These are called knights, not horses, and they go alongside the rooks. And bishops, they go alongside the knight. Now, a lot of people get confused when they're trying to determine how to place the king and the queen. The easiest way to remember it is that the light-colored queen goes on the light square, and the dark-colored queen goes on the dark square. And the 2 queens face each other, the 2 kings face each other. Pawns move in straight lines only, except when capturing. And a pawn can move either once or twice on its first move. After that, the 2 move option is over. This pawn can move once, or this pawn can move twice. If the pawn moves once, and then my opponent makes a move, and then I want to move again, I cannot move that pawn twice. That option is over with. Sometimes it's better to move it once. Sometimes it's better to move it twice. Okay, if I move my pawn here, we're gonna check out how pawns capture, how my opponent moves his pawn or her pawn there. I cannot capture her pawn by moving straight ahead. Pawns do not capture like that. If I were here, and it was my turn, I could capture my opponent's pawn by moving diagonally, like that. Likewise, if it was my opponent's turn, she can capture my pawn by moving diagonally, like that. Now this look like en passant, like I mentioned before. For some reason, en passant is not mentioned in a lot of tutorials. It means in passing in French. Okay. And it only takes place on the 4th or 5th rank. Let's say I moved here, my opponent moved there, I moved there, and then my opponent takes the 2 move option and moves the 2 spaces. Not the 2 moves, the 2 spaces. It's my turn. Now, because of the en passant rule, I can do that and take my opponent's pawn. A lot of people don't even know that rule exists. But anyway, and any piece can take any piece. If it is my turn to move, I can take my opponent's knight diagonally with my pawn. If it's my move, I can take my opponent's rook with my pawn. Okay, this is called the rook. It moves in straight lines and straight lines only. It's a very powerful piece. You don't want to take it out early because it needs room to move and you'll probably lose it to a lesser piece. The same thing with the queen. You don't want to lose the queen or either rook. Okay, say it's my move. The rook can move in straight lines. Straight lines only. How does the rook capture? Say it's my move. Any piece can take any piece. The knight is the only piece that can move over pieces. It's a new piece. It doesn't have the range that the bishop and the rook and the queen have, but especially early in the game, it's a very useful piece as it can go over pieces when the board is still cluttered with pieces. It moves in an L shape. Like that. Like that. You can move the knight this way. Two spaces, then one to the side. Moves in an L shape. Same thing with this one. Two pieces, one to the side. Two pieces, one to the side. Now the bishop moves diagonally, and each bishop stays on his color for the duration of the game. Like this bishop is the light-colored bishop. It can move as far as it wants, as long as there isn't a piece in the way. Now this is the way a bishop captures, like that. This bishop will be on a dark diagonal for the duration of the game. Move here, move here, move there, move there. Okay, the queen's a very powerful piece, the most powerful piece on the board. It can move in any direction. It has the combined moves of the rooks and the bishop. It can move diagonally. Can move that way, side to side, straight lines. It can move on either. It can move diagonally on either color diagonal. It's my move. I can take my opponent's pawn like that. Wouldn't be a good idea because my opponent would take my queen. But you get the idea. Then my move. I can take the rook by moving in a straight line. The king, and the object of the game is to checkmate the king. To checkmate the king is to have it in check, so it cannot get out of the range of fire. But the king is never actually moved from the board. But once you have the king checked, and it cannot get out of check, that is checkmate. The king can move once in any direction. If my king were here, I can move there. Can move there, can move there, can move there, can move there, can move there. Okay, castling, very important. If two players are of equal ability and knowledge and natural and experience, and one castles and the other one doesn't, the player who castles will have the advantage. That's just the way it goes. Okay, provided there is nothing in the way between the king and the rook, and these pieces haven't been moved at all yet in the game, and there's nothing attacking these squares. For example, my opponent had her bishop right there threatening this square. I could not castle. If I did this, then I could castle on my next move. This is the way castling works. The king is out of the center of the board in a safer position and surrounded by pieces. It's a good idea. Good idea to develop good habits if you're just starting to play chess. A lot of players play chess for years and never castle. Now you can castle on the queen side. Usually the king side is preferable. But sometimes you may choose the castle on the queen side. Again, the rook goes up to the king and the king swings around the rook. That's castling on the queen side. Not quite removed from the center as well as on the king side, but it's not bad. And there you have it. Welcome to the game of chess.